Anywho, what are we doing today? Well, it is, I was going to say it's pumpkin spice weekend, but that's not actually correct. It's Labor Day weekend. There, hopefully volume is correct. Yes, I'm wearing a sweatshirt. No, that doesn't mean the weather is appropriate to a sweatshirt. It means that I have my Surfside Sips sweatshirt, so I'm going to be wearing it because I can. All right, so sue me. It's the weather outside is not
Could
conducive
you
to
stop saying that? We do not want
we do
anyone
not
to
want
sue
anybody
you.
suing me. That is true. We don't want that occurring. We don't want anybody we know to be sued. Right, and any of that. Just stop. Okay, fine. We'll stop that. But we'll continue on with the broadcast. So there are many things to toast. Yes? No? Are there things?
And Surfside Sips sweatshirts are also included in the 20% off. Not
Are they
just
now?
their straws.
Are they now? So
Yeah.
what you're saying is that if you like this sweatshirt that I'm wearing, and you wanted one for your very own, including in a different color, because they come in all sorts of colors, including proverbial black, right? Then in fact you could get your sweatshirt with 20% off.
Yep.
And how would they do that, Star?
They would use the promo code Lovecraft.
Lovecraft. I wonder where they would get that promo code from. Capital Lovecraft. Lovecraft, as in Lovecraft cocktails, come to you tonight. All right. So are we ready for this evening? Heck no. We just finished up a game day where we had a bunch of people over playing a bunch of board games of various types and sorts. And so we are running. I am running in my usual form, i.e. behind. So earlier today I posted and said, hey, I need some inspiration for today's show because I was going to be playing board games all day and not thinking about what cocktails I was going to be making. So I got a lot of suggestions and I decided, I could try to figure out what I wanted to do, take one of those suggestions and just work my way through it. Or I could just combine a whole bunch of suggestions together and go, sure, we'll do that. So what we're going to do this evening is we are going to talk a little bit about cocktails for conventions. And we are going to be doing a riff off of a cocktail that is being done right now as we speak at DragonCon.
Thank you, Danielle, for sending that up.
Thank you to Danielle. That would be Danielle Wolf for sending us menus from the various bars that are supporting DragonCon, and we are selecting one drink to do from those. Although I will say, I don't. If you're going to be doing cocktails for a convention, and you are going to make them themed to the convention, find someone on staff that is in the know, or do your homework. So if you are going to have a drink called the Thanos, it should be purple, not green. Okay, I'm just saying. All right. That said, as I went down to the list and immediately ruled out everything that was a vodka drink, because why not? I came up with a rum drink that is called Wakanda Forever. And sure, the whole Wakanda Forever thing, great, honest. We're going to do that one this evening. I'm not sure what the connection of these ingredients is to Wakanda Forever. And I think if you're going to be doing themed drinks, they really ought to have a connection. So, again, do your homework. Second, it is that season. The Starbucks is emerging from its summer cocoon.
Kaylin has started the 30 days.
Kaylin has started the 30 days of pumpkin spice latte. And, well, there's been a big foo for all over the PSLF loan thing. So we're going to do a drink called the PSLF. But no, it doesn't stand for anything that has to do with loans. It has to do with pumpkin spice latte frappe. So that's what we're going to do this evening. Yes, we're going to do an alcoholic version of a pumpkin spice latte that is all frapped up, which means it's going to be cold with a lot of ice and some cream in it and that sort of thing. But of course, why are we here today and what are we celebrating? We're celebrating the fact that it's a 3-day weekend, and we wouldn't have this 3-day weekend without the labor movement. So I thought, sure, let me play around with a few ingredients, and we've come up with a cocktail called the minimum wage, because we wouldn't have a minimum wage without the labor movement.
Woohoo!
So we're going to do the minimum wage, which is a variation on a few dozen other cocktails all thrown together. But before we do that, we should have a toast, right? We
Toast.
should have a toast. What should we toast with, my dear wife?
Uh-oh, you're putting me on the spot.
We
We have
could
a Keith.
toast with the Cotton and Reed coconut rum.
Ooh.
Now, it's not entirely truly coconut rum. It is 32.5%. It comes in below the 40%. So, I mean, technically, it's a coconut liqueur.
I am fine with toasting with that.
Toasting with a coconut liqueur.
Yeah. We
Okay.
got to go to Cotton and Reed recently.
We did. That's not where we got the. No, it is. What?
It is not where we got
It's
the
not where we got the bottle from. We didn't come away from Cotton and Reed with a bottle, did we?
No, but we came with a toasting glass.
We
which
came
is
with toasting
coconut.
glasses, right? So let's use the actual toasting glasses that are here, right there, instead of the shot glasses. How's that?
Okay.
That'll work. Yes, the bright-eyed amongst you will note that there are 3 tasting glasses here, which means that we have a guest. Yay! There is little Elizabeth Green, yes, signing in, who was here for gaming and has decided to stay for the
I
drinking.
think she decided
Right.
much earlier on because she Ubered here like a smart girl.
You think? Maybe? All right. So how about half-ounce tasters?
Yeah.
What do you think? All right, we'll do that. Half-ounce Cotton and Reed coconut rum.
Better safe than stranded.
Right.
Uber.
Is that their motto? It really should be,
It
right?
should be. If it's not, it should be.
And of course, earlier today I was struck by the meme of, in the, what was it, the 80s? It was don't accept a ride from strangers.
Right.
In the 90s and early 2000s, it was like,
Stranger danger.
don't go out with people you've just met on the internet and don't know. And like the later 2000s, it's call up somebody you don't know on the internet and have them give you a ride.
Yeah.
Like, so we're gonna toast to progress. Here's to progress in
Progress.
all its forms. Progress on having a Labor Day,
Yeah.
so that we can do this on Sunday night, so we can get together and have gaming Sunday day and not feel like we are overwhelmed by all the things that have to get done on this weekend, because we have Monday to get through them.
Oh, I like that.
Well, there's a little coconut on the nose. A little bit, maybe. I'm not picking up much, though.
Not much. It's almost like it's like the coconut pulp on the nose.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
not the coconut milk that you normally
Right,
associate with fake
right.
coconut. It's like coconut pulp
Yep.
or meat. Coconut meat. That's the word.
Like one of those soft white coconuts. Which reminds me, we finished up the Tiki Trail.
We did. We finished the
We
tiki
we did Friday night. We did 3 different bars in one evening. We were going to do service bar,
which
have
we
a,
did.
have a bite to eat, have a
Right.
quick drink, leave, go to Tiny Tiki,
Tiki, have a
drop
quick
in,
drink.
have a quick drink, go to Archipelago, spend the rest of the evening at Archipelago. We spent a little more time at service bar than we
Yeah.
intended, and then we walked into Tiny Tiki, and Ian said hi, and we
The
said hi
bartender.
to and we said hi to Ian,
And then we met a
this
couple from
Philadelphia,
Philadelphia.
and then we started talking Tiki, and then our friend
And
Chris
so it's funny
showed
because
up,
she had asked me, "Are you a tiki influencer?"
and then a
and I
Tiki
said
influencer
no.
walked past us.
And then Chris walked by. I said, "You want a tiki influencer?"
That's the
Chris,
guy.
so, yeah.
And so we spent the next couple hours hanging out with Chris and Gary, and I don't remember the name of the couple, but they
Paul and
Storm. No, that's a different couple.
No,
That's a different.
no, no.
I still haven't taken a sip of this, so I'm gonna let her think while I sip. How's that?
I would have to look it up.
We had several cocktails there, and we had a really good rum from Cuba.
Oh my gosh!
It's
Oh my gosh.
It's a Cuban rum produced by
Havana Club.
and it is matured in Islay Scotch casks, and you really get that Scotchiness on the end without being like. For those of you that hate Scotch, this was we're tied.
Our mics tried to
Tried to
get
mate
together.
apparently. Well, there's
Yeah,
only
I'm
two
gonna
of
turn
us, and there are
this-
3 that need
turn
mics.
this
So
down,
right,
like
yeah,
you-
so there we go. All right. So we spent a long time there, and only finally made it the end of the evening to Archipelago.
and had a quick drink at
We had a quick drink at Archipelago and then
had.
had to go home because we were done. And that also explains why we can't remember people's names. Because, well,
Keith is having a frozen margarita.
frozen margarita.
Right.
Excellent.
It says, "Greetings, guest."
Greetings.
Greetings, Keith.
Keith, you know Elizabeth. Elizabeth, you know Keith. Yes, no, both
guys
coworker
work at the
thingies.
same place.
Yeah, you work at
Is
the same
this
place.
my last name, buddy?
Yes.
Yes.
It is.
I don't think I've never met you, Keith, but we share a last name.
And a place of employment. Yes. Yes. All right, so we should get started on this. So if you don't know, Dragon Con is, I think, the single largest at this point literary fanish kind of convention,
I think so.
opposite the various comic cons that are out there. And we have a large number of friends that go to Dragon Con each year. It's a little big for us. We prefer our conventions a little smaller. But we have friends giving us reports back from Dragon Con. And one of the reports back we got was from the various bars that are serving cocktails there. And okay, I think I've already gone through this in the preamble. It is very sweet of the bars at a convention site to take the time to try and create drinks for the convention that are themed along with the convention. And so as a consequence, there are drinks that are named after various Marvel movies or basically MCU elements. There are drinks named after fantasy literature elements, such as from the Game of Thrones. And there's references to media like Stranger Things and that sort of thing. So that's all great. That's wonderful. But you could look past the name and look at the ingredients in the cocktail before you order it and make sure that you want to order it. And I get it. I understand. Vodka's cheap. A lot of people really like vodka because you taste all of the other flavors and not the alcohol. And let's face it, a lot of the convention goers are in your bar because they want to get schnockered. So that's all fine and dandy. But if you have, I would say, a little more discerning palate and you actually want to taste your alcohol, you need to pay attention to some of the recipes and see what's there and not just go by the, hey, I like that Marvel character name. What's in that cocktail? Oh, I don't know, but it's going to get me hammered. So, that's a perfectly fine thing. I would just assume you as the bartenders would take the time to investigate a little more and do a little better in that regard. That said, you will wind up almost always with these kinds of cocktails that are going to have some sort of fruit juice in them, some pretty color, and then topped with soda. Because, hey, the soda guns are cheap, they're easy to do, and they can produce a lot of cocktails very, very quickly. This cocktail, in fact, does have soda in it. Sprite is added to the top of the soda, or to the cocktail, and I don't know if I did not bring out soda of any sort, so that's going to be a little bit of a problem. I have, so if we have some Sprite or 7-Up or anything along those lines in the back, if you can't find anything else, there is the Limonada on the top shelf, which is not at all like Sprite, but we're going to go a little off book and play around here. So at Dragon Con, there is a drink called Wakanda Forever. I have the ingredients list, which includes blue curacao, pineapple juice, Cruzan rum, coconut rum, and then topped with Sprite. That's all I have to go on. So we're going to guess at proportions here and see if we can come up with something that might actually be workable. So first of all, we need blue curacao. Now, I don't think this drink needs to be bright, vibrant blue, so we're not going to go with something ridiculous like equal portions of blue curacao to the other ingredients. We're just going to go with a ½ ounce of blue curacao. Sure. ½ ounce blue curacao. There we go. And then we are going to complement this with a ½ ounce of pineapple juice. Where's my pineapple juice? We're going to use a can of Goya pineapple juice. The nice thing about this is no matter how much or how little pineapple juice I use in an evening, I know my wife will finish it off for me because she really likes pineapple juice.
I do.
So we're going to go ½ ounce pineapple juice. Right there. That's a little much. And this is an entire can, so I can get ½ ounce of pineapple juice. It's not a problem. Like I said, she'll drink it. Next up, it asks for 1 ounce of Cruzan rum. Okay. I don't own any Cruzan rum. I know, I got 170 rums here. There are no rums from the American Virgin Islands. The American Virgin Islands are particularly close to a number of other Caribbean islands, though, so I can kind of substitute. The American Virgin Islands produce rum in the same way that most of your Spanish territory rums are produced. Large column stills. The Cruzan column still is the second tallest building on the island. It ranks right next to the air traffic control tower on the island. The one air traffic control tower on the island. And it is actually a series of 5 separate column stills. And so what we're going to do is we are going to go with a Puerto Rican rum, which, you know, it's an American rum, much like Cruzan. It's done on a massive column still, so this is going to be our close approximation here. I am going to go a little off book a bit, and we're going to use Ron de Barrilito, which has some little other flavors added to it, but we're not going to use the traditional 3-star. We're going to use some of the 2-star, which I happen to have right here. We're going to do 1 ounce of the 2-star right there. And this little tasting of the 2-star comes to me from our friends Zach and Amy, who brought us samples of the 2 and 3-star rums. And
Was it Zach and Amy or was it Terry and Emily?
was it Terry and Emily? No, I think Zach and Amy gave us the 2 and the 3-star. Terry and Emily gave us a taste of the 4-star. Lighter, cleaner rum than the 3-star. It doesn't have quite that same buzziness in terms of the complexity of flavor. So I think it's a good match. And then we're going to go 1 ounce of coconut rum, hence the reason why the coconut rum bottle is open. And I'm going to go with the Cotton and Reed coconut rum. We do in fact have some Lion coconut rum liqueur here. I could go half and half.
No.
This is 30%, but I think I want to just do the coconut rum.
Yeah.
Right, so we're going to do a full ounce of the coconut rum. So that's 2 ounces of alcohol, plus the blue curacao, plus the pineapple juice. Now the pineapple juice and the blue curacao both have a little sweetness to them, so that should be okay. We are missing kind of some tartness to this cocktail, but there's no tart component given in the recipe for Dragon Con. So, you know, I'm just working with what we got here. There's an entirely good possibility that this will need some tarting up. Is that the right phrase? Probably not, but we're going to go with it anyway.
I don't think that means what you think it means.
Oh, I'm sure it means what I think it means. It's just not appropriate for this cocktail. It does not need to be tarted up. That's most of your convention cocktails are already tarted up. They need to be more balanced. Is the problem?
At least the people drinking them.
Yes, the people drinking them are sometimes tarted up, definitely. All right, we're gonna let that sit. I'm going to pull out Collins glass? Collins glass, maybe? There's a Collins glass. Right there. That seems like a good plan. We're gonna throw some fresh ice in there. I have no idea. This drink may come out blue or green. I'm not entirely sure. Whatever, it'll be okay. Bluish green. This looks like one of those sort of sea foamy cocktails. Like I said, I don't know why there's any connection here whatsoever to Wakanda Forever. We do need the 7-Up or Sprite. I'm going to put an ounce in here to start with in the glass. And that will mix with the other ingredients when we pour in like such. Very blue.
Very blue.
Bluish green, blue. Right. There we go. Why is this a Wakanda Forever? I do not know. And then we're just going to top that off, the rest of this, with some more 7-Up. And, you know, my suspicion is that any bar worth its salt is going to probably throw some bright Luxardo cherries, not Luxardo, maraschino cherries in there. We don't carry Luxardo cherry. We do not carry maraschino cherries. We carry Luxardos. So I am going to reach in, pull out a Luxardo. Oh, looks like I'm pulling out 2 Luxardos.
Oh, shucks.
We're going to add a pick here, and this pick has a greenish blue stone in it. So I think it'll be appropriate.
It's a Dizzy Diva pick.
It is a Dizzy Diva pick, yep. I'm going to put that right there. And that's going to go right like that. That seems kind of pretty, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Now then, you may be saying, hey Pooch, that's a pretty spiffy looking sweatshirt you got there. But these guys, these Surfside Sips guys, what do they do? What do they make? I mean, you talked about Dizzy Divas picks. Well, here's what they make. When we, in fact, have tiki parties and we run out of short straws like these, that is my cue that we need to order more straws. And so we have smoky gray, red. Wait, that's the purple. That's the smoky gray straws. And those are just smooth, wide bore straws. Right, so those fit right there. Let's do the red one. How's that? Add some color here.
Pretty.
Yep, there you go. But we are largely a tiki bar, so you've got to have straws that look just a little more tiki, right?
Yeah.
And you should note, look how well these things are packaged, right? They are wrapped in cardboard, held tight. And here we have 3 separate brand new straws that are all bamboo glass straws. We have a clear green, a semi-opaque blue, and we have a fully opaque green straw, jade, which really looks cool. That probably would have been... No. I think we went with the right straw for that. All right, I'm going to reach in here with one of these other straws because I have not tasted. I have no idea what this tastes like. Get in there.
I don't know if it needs tarting up.
That is absolutely a bar drink. That is a convention bar drink. Yep.
Yep, that's a hotel bar drink.
Yep. Like I said, it should not have the name Wakanda Forever attached to it, but it's a hotel bar drink. I think that drink would be vastly improved by the addition of some Jamaican rum and some lime juice.
Or just being a different drink altogether?
No. I think you could improve that drink just with the addition of a little Jamaican rum and some lime juice, and I think that drink would be fine. Do you disagree?
No, I think you're right.
No, you're right.
I'm not going to make another one doing that. Maybe I'll come back to it. Maybe that's what we'll do if we have time. Dragon Con is often opposite Worldcon, and it has not been that way for several years, but it is now again. And so we have friends that are off at Worldcon as well this weekend. And I am sure that the bars are doing something similar, but we don't actually have photos of the menus from them. I need to get rid of that 7-Up can. It looks really awkward sitting there. Okay. Hugo Awards are probably tonight. Hugo.
They are indeed
yeah,
tonight.
Tonight. So at some later point this evening, we will find out who the winners of the Hugo Awards are, which is probably awesome. It provides a nice reading list for the upcoming year if you have not read those novels, which I have not. I have fallen woefully behind on
They are at 8 o'clock Central.
what is generally considered by many to be the topmost awards within the industry of fantasy and science fiction, and they're given out at Worldcon. And Worldcon is in Chicago this year, and we elected not to go, and we're a little pouty about not going, but I think we're a little pouty about not going mostly because, well, two reasons. One is there's a lot of people in Chicago that we know, and that would be nice to see them again. And two, two, Chicago style pizza. So yesterday we had to stop in at Armand's, which is the closest thing in the local area to Chicago style pizza. And it was very sad. It's yummy. It's good pizza. It really is good pizza, but it's just not, it makes you want Chicago style deep dish pizza even more than satisfying the craving. So I was very tempted though this morning to get up and have a piece of cold Armand's pizza for breakfast, because it would just bring back memories of college and doing that. Okay, so we're gonna break. No more convention cocktails, no more cheap hotel bar convention-y cocktails. Tonight. Instead, we're gonna try to put something together. We're gonna see how this goes. So this is the PSLF, which Elizabeth, that stands for what?
Public Service Loan Forgiveness.
Public Service Loan Forgiveness, which you get student loans forgiven for doing public service, right? So anyway, aside from that, and what that is, I just found it amusing that we also have this hoo-ha going on at the same time that we are making the transition into pumpkin spice latte time of year. So I needed to put together a cocktail that honored those two things at the same time. And so we're gonna do that. We're not sure how that's gonna work out for us. We're gonna give it a try here. So in my bag of tricks, I'm gonna throw a bunch of things in here, and we're gonna see whether or not this works. So first of all, what do I need? I need some of my spiced simple syrup. So that's here. So this is chock full of goodness and spices of various types and sorts. Very, very dark, as you can see. Yep, very dark. Sure, why not? If you're gonna do a frappe latte, you want that creamy flavor to it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so as long as I've got a bottle of it lying around, we're gonna add a little dose of the 99 whipped. This is 90 proof whipped cream taste sensation. I want it to be creamy, so I'm going to add pour a dash of the amarula over the top of it. That's how we're going to finish the cocktail. Pumpkin spice latte's got to have coffee in it, right? So what better thing to do is than Mr. Black to provide the coffee. You're like, that's great, Pooch, but where's the pumpkin spices? Well, I'm glad you asked. Because right here, there is this bottle.
Oh, the good stuff.
I'm not so sure how good this stuff is, but wow, it's kind of disgusting with the clump of spices now lying at the bottom of this. Oh, that's kind of scarily nasty. Wow. Here, let's shake this up.
I don't know. Don't worry about it.
That's so disgusting, the sediment at the bottom of that. So what I did was I went online some months ago, actually, and found a recipe for pumpkin spices. So how to make your own home-crafted pumpkin spices. So there's some ginger in there and some cinnamon and a few other things that are also going to match really, really well with this spice syrup. And I set those spices in this jar, filled up this bottle, with some spiced rum that I happen to have lying around. Thank you, Gwen, from Kirkland. And so this is a spiced rum with added pumpkin spices to it that we're going to add some spiced syrup to. And there we go. I'm probably also going to add some cream or milk to this just to make sure that we get that frappe really the right way I want it. So here I have some whipping cream. We're going to see how our whipping cream is doing here.
Where's the whipped
Perfect.
cream from today?
Somebody put it back in the fridge.
Oh, no. We have the ultra creamy Ready Whip sitting right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, we can pour a little of that over the top because that's what your baristas do, right? Okay, so we're going to move these things out of the way so that I can get to my taskings. Are we going to shake this? No, we're not going to shake it because it's a frappe. So, blender tin, spice syrup, half ounce? Half ounce sounds good to me. I think half ounce.
Are you doing this on the fly?
Yes. I have no proportions for this cocktail. We are doing this on the fly, and I'm imagining that this is going to come out very sweet. So y'all are going to have to deal. How's that bar drink over there?
We'll finish it.
We've made a dent in it.
We'll finish it. Cringe,
The
cringe.
cherry's gone.
The cherry is gone.
Both of them.
We need to up the creaminess of this, so we're going to add, I'm going to go with a half ounce of the 99 whipped cream. Oh man, it's such a... There are times where you want to have that on hand, but it is kind of embarrassing to just have it lying around the bar. It just really, really is. The Mr. Black. Okay, the Mr. Black is particularly strong, very, very coffee-ish, and I want the coffee flavor to come through on this. So we're going to go with 3/4 on the Mr. Black. And I think the bitterness of the coffee, I'm really hoping, will act as sort of a sour ingredient for the cocktail. I am hoping. That may be a forlorn hope. I'm not sure. We'll see. And then we're going to go with the Kirkland spiced rum. And we are going to go 1.5 ounces of the Kirkland spiced rum. But there's a lot of sediment in that. So I'm going to strain that to start with. Right there.
That's the voodoo mix, right?
This is the voodoo mix. Yes, that starts
And
with
how much are you doing?
I'm doing 1.5 ounces.
Okay.
Are you typing in the drinking
I
ingredients?
am as you go.
So I don't have to do that as... Wow, that's kind of nice,
At least on this one. I
At
didn't
least
on
on
the
this
first one. But
right? In case you can't tell, I'm not sure if you can hear the music, but this is a collection of surf bands playing covers of David Bowie songs. And they're doing the theme from Cat People at the moment, which is absolutely one of my favorite Bowie songs. And it certainly is like deep into his charts. Not a whole lot of people would say that's high on their list. Okay, so there we go. That's all I'm gonna put in there. Wow. I'm a little worried. Feels like it needs something else in there, but
you're not putting your cream in?
How latte-ish do you like your drink?
In terms of coffee?
No, in terms of the latte portion of the coffee drink. 2 ounces of whipped cream? 1 ounce of whipped cream?
I think if you're going to froth it, I think 1 ounce.
I mean, I can always add more, right?
I like the coffee and the cream more than the sugar. So whatever you need to do.
Whatever you gotta do, emphasize that.
Make that happen.
I don't know, we're flying blind here. Just be glad I didn't put pineapple juice in this.
Amanda has said that she will take the 99 whip if we don't want it in our bar.
No, I mean, I'm using it, and that's fine. Here's just some regular
And the
Vitamin
movie
D milk.
Cat People made quite an impression on her as a child.
Why am I not surprised? Okay, we're gonna frappe this thing. This is also a test, by the way. So, my dear wife has set this up so that I can ask the electronic assistant to turn on my Tiki bar and turn off my Tiki bar. And so I have not tried, after having turned on the Tiki bar, to use my spindle blender. So we'll see whether or not everything is hooked up and working properly. So here we go. Yes, yes indeed. Or you can do like the baristas do and just shove it on there and just walk away. Go talk with your friends, catch up on your email, that sort of thing. Come back to it. PSLF for Star Elizabeth. Okay. So we have not tasted this drink. We have no idea what it tastes like, and therefore I'm not going to serve it. So and you're like, what? What are you doing? No, I'm going to taste it first and see what things I might need to do before I'm willing to put this in somebody else's hands. Oh, okay. Well, I can get behind that. We're going to go with a blue mug, and we're going to add a little crushed ice to that. Because in the process of frappeing, well, I got a lot of the ice destroyed in that. Stir this around. We need a tall straw, and I want something with some width on it. Is this big enough? Nope. How about this one? Yeah, that looks like it'll work. Stick this in there. That seems very frappe-ish.
I'll let you go up there.
Okay.
I'm excited for this.
We're going to pour a little more of this in, like such.
You have to go around behind.
But we're not done, right? Because I said we were going to put some amarula on the top of this. It's got an
Oh.
elephant on it. It's cool. And it's kind of like, it's kind of... She warned me. She did.
I
She
did
warned me.
multiple hours ago. I was like, did you open all your bottles? Did you need us to open any bottles for you?
No, I don't need you to open any bottles for me at the moment. Because I'm done now. Okay, so we're just going to go...
Just gonna set that fresh nutmeg right
Oh,
there.
I need to go quarter ounce. Oh, I see what you're doing. All right, so we're going to just pour a little amarula over the top, like such. And there's some nutmeg. And here's a nutmeg grinder, because, well, fresh ground nutmeg seems like an appropriate thing for this cocktail. Oh, that smells so good. I love fresh ground nutmeg. All right, here we go. This is the PSLF.
Oh yeah, that's really good.
Yes!
That's really good.
Yay! Just throw some ingredients together. Hopefully your wife writes it down so that you actually can remember it. There's still a bunch left in here, so I can actually pour myself one. Oh, we can do this. We'll just do that. And since this is just a little bit, I cannot see her face, but I can imagine. Was that a happy face?
No, Jerry stayed up to watch the broadcast because it's like the middle of very early in the morning. And his response was, I was thinking nutmeg too!
Where's the nutmeg? There's got to be nutmeg.
Oh, that's yummy.
It was really good. You got a winner there, Pooch.
Sweet. Ah. There we go. And I get one. Yay!
He also says that he has a bottle of Amarula just because it has an elephant on it.
Yep.
Which is on it because elephants are the only thing tall enough in that part of the desert to reach the fruit.
So, some months ago, we had a friend of ours that
Not on nakedness.
was diagnosed with GBM, which she refers to as her great big mastodon. And so we made a couple of drinks using Amarula because, well, it was the only drink or the only alcohol we could think of that had really an elephant slash, mastodon connection. Although there is a mastodon cocktail, but it just didn't seem right.
Work, yeah.
Didn't seem to work. So here we go. This is the PSLF. I was going to make some joke about needing to be forgiven for a first attempt at a cocktail, but
Nope.
do I need to be forgiven for not having faith in my own skills? Because that's actually quite tasty. That's yummy. And once again, we're doing so I've got 2 drinks. That seemed like it went by pretty quickly, so I've got to have like plenty of time left to get to my last drink. And then I look up at the clock and go, you have like 15 minutes to finish up this cocktail. Great, okay.
That's all right. You can make another one of these for us afterwards.
Yeah.
Sure, okay. Well, as long as you have the recipe down, because
I
I
do.
wasn't writing it down.
I do.
Right? This was completely off the top of my head in terms of measurements. I don't even have all the ingredients listed on my cocktail board here.
We've already finished it.
You've already finished it. Okay, so there's a little tiny bit left in the shaker,
Okay.
so go have some of that. You can't have mine. Okay, last cocktail. This is Labor Day weekend, and we owe a debt to the labor movement. Is this all done now? Nope. We do owe a debt to the labor movement. They brought us many things, some good, lots good, many things that are good, few that maybe not so good, but on balance, labor movement's been very beneficial to the working class of America. And so I wanted to do something that would honor them, and I wanted to play around with a few ingredients. It turns out that in the various things that I was looking at, there was no cocktail that had the word labor in it. There were several cocktails that had union in them, but none of those were appropriate for the sense. I looked up strike, and there are a variety of shooters that have the word strike in them. We weren't going to do that. So I'm kind of on my own here, and I took a classic Tiki recipe and said, okay, we're gonna play around. It's not classic Tiki recipe. It is a Tiki recipe from Beach Bum Berry's Total Tiki, but it's from 2008. That's totally not a classic Tiki drink. It uses raspberry syrup as one of its primary sweetening ingredients, and we're gonna marry the raspberries with a little spiced syrup, some lime, some Jamaican rum, and a special edition of Luxardo making its appearance here. And then we're going to lengthen that with some soda, and we're just going to go ahead and use the 7-Up. We're going to try it with the 7-Up. It might be better with the ginger beer, but I know that at least my wife is not a big fan of ginger beer. So Elizabeth loves ginger beer, so maybe I should make it with the ginger beer. What do you think, hon?
Make 2 and try it.
I could make 2. I can in fact make 2. Okay. So let's do that, I guess. All right.
It's what you get for inviting friends.
Friends with different tastes from my wife. That's okay. We're good. All right. So what are we going to do? We need a ½ ounce of raspberry syrup. We're actually, the way the drink is written up is wants a full ounce of raspberry syrup. So what we're going to do is go ½ ounce of raspberry puree and a ½ ounce of spiced syrup. So there we go. So let's reach in here. We're going to go ½ ounce raspberry. And yes, for all of you that might be joining us that have spent any time behind a bar, you can criticize me all you want for the fact that I really should have cleaned out this jigger after doing the previous cocktail. But I didn't, So never mind. So there's a ½ ounce raspberry puree. Pooch, why? I don't want to have to make raspberry puree every time I want to make this cocktail. Don't. Coco Real, the same people that make Coco Real, make this simply squeezable raspberry puree that tastes very much like raspberries. And if you're wondering, yeah, Pooch, okay, so there's one, maybe two cocktails that take raspberry puree or raspberry syrup. What do I do with this the rest of the time? Pour it over vanilla ice cream?
Yeah.
Chocolate and raspberries? Oh my God, chocolate ice cream. Real taste sensation? Rocky Road ice cream and raspberry puree. Yep.
Ooh.
We need a ½ ounce of spiced syrup and 2 ounces of whipped 99. No, just kidding. Okay, so where's that ½ ounce? How you doing, Keith? It's good to see you and not have you in Facebook jail. It seems like it's been a while. Not since we've seen you, but since you've been in Facebook jail.
Is he not trying hard enough?
I find that hard to believe. What is your favorite phrase? Glibberty flibberty floop? I think that's your current going phrase. Gibberty flibberty flop from you. You know, you realize that that's going to be your epitaph, right? That's going to go on the headstone, buddy. Oh, we totally missed on the previous cocktail. What didn't we do? Oh no.
I guess you'll have to make another.
Oh no.
What did we forget?
Whipped cream.
There was no whipped cream.
Ah.
I was a horrible barista. I didn't ask you if you wanted whipped cream on that. You totally didn't. It's awful. We need lime juice. And I have some lime juice here. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. So before I cavalierly said, sure, I'll make 2, I did not look at how much lime juice I have.
Want me to squeeze you some lime juice?
I do. I need about another 2/3 of an ounce of lime juice. Okay, well that's interesting. So ½ ounce of Luxardo in here. Luxardo is a maraschino liqueur. And you might think, oh my goodness, this means maraschino cherries. It tastes nothing like maraschino cherries. Even though it is, I think, made from like the pits of the cherries, if I remember correctly.
I think that is correct.
So we're going to go with a ½ ounce. What are you looking for?
Knife.
Kniff. There's a kniff. There should be one up there, but
That's what I was looking. You were
there's,
cutting them
there's a
earlier.
knife.
Thank you.
And then I need ½ ounce. The other one right there. Luxardo is slightly sweet. I find it like almost a little nutty in flavor. Kind of strange. We need 2 ounces of Jamaican rum. Jamaican rum.
Pretty bad.
So we're back to the question of the Jamaican rum.
So we have Keith is Gibberty Flibberty Flop.
Gibberty flibberty floop, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And Amanda is he poured a raspberry puree, the kind you find in a tiki bar.
At least it's not a secondhand tiki bar, right? That's a Prince reference for all you youngsters that are watching. Like, we know who Prince is. We get emails from the Nigerian kind once a week. There we go. There's your full ounce of lime juice. Could you turn me up? What?
I don't know how to do
I don't know that there is a volume control on these guys.
There we go.
Is there? Okay.
I think so.
Well, hopefully you can hear me. Otherwise, this is going to be a sad show. So, no, do we want to go an overproof Jamaican? Do we want to go like Smith and Cross? Do we want to go Dr. Bird? Do we want to do something funky and special? I'm kind of inclined to go with like a Smith and Cross. What do people think?
Cross sounds good.
Okay. Nobody's driving this evening. Smith & Cross, 2 ounces. The other nice thing about using the Smith & Cross is I always have Smith & Cross on hand, so I'm not worried about it. Whereas if I were to use a special Jamaican that would be harder to get, then I might feel bad about throwing 2 ounces in. Right. I could have gone with the Ray and Nephew, the white overproof. That would have been fine too. Okay, so there we go. We have raspberry puree, spice syrup, lime juice, Luxardo, 2 ounces of Jamaican rum. We need an ounce of bitters. I'm sorry. Dash of bitters. Dash of bitters. What have we got over here? We have the Typhoon Tiki bitters from Embitterment. It's been a while since we've talked about Embitterment bitters. So the Embitterment bitters guys are Eric Kozlik out of DC makes these bitters, and they are quite good. So this is the Typhoon. They also have the Iki, which are sort of a Japanese style. I have another one. I don't even remember where it is. It's in here somewhere. Those are the 1821s. I have so many bitters. Oh my goodness, life is great. Okay, so we're going to go a full dash of the Typhoon Tiki bitters from Embitterment Cocktails. One there, and one there. And you're going to ask me, so what do these Typhoon bitters taste like? Well, we're going to put a little on the hand and slurp that down. There's definitely a bitter bite to it, obviously, but they're not Angostura. Let me try and I do a little dash of the Angostura to compare. The Angostura has much more of a citrusy component to it. These guys are they're biting and spicy, almost a baking spice kind of bitters. So very, very different, but I think we'll be okay. Although I might want to throw a couple of dashes of the Ango in there just for that citrus component of it. Or, let's do this. Let's take the Typhoon bitters and add a dash of the plum bitters there, because these are tart plum bitters. I also have a bottle of plum bitters in the back because I like the plum bitters so much. So we're going to go full scoop of ice in one. We're going to go full scoop of ice in the other. All right. There we go. Close that up. Missing anything? Yes, we're missing the soda or ginger beer, but I'm not going to put that in the shaker tins. Why? Because I'm not a fool. Because I like this sweatshirt and I don't actually want it covered in the drink ingredients. So here we go. Four minutes before the show has to end. Oh no. 4 minutes? Yeah, 4 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, we're so rigorous about that.
I know, we're just absolutely rigorous on this. Okay, I'm going to taste this. Stick that in there. Well, the raspberry really comes through on that. In a good way. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure. We're going to go ahead and use the zombie glasses for this. And I think I'm going to go ahead and strain. There's no instructions on how to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and double strain them in here. But I am going to rinse out this strainer before I do that. Or not. Nope, I'm just going to switch over, use a different strainer. Still going to double strain. All right. Like such. Not at all surprising color. It's pretty much raspberry colored. And then we can do the exact same over here, because these are identical up to this point, right? Okay, how'd we do? That's pretty darn close. You'd say, well, you know, you shook them for the same time period, you had basically the same amount of ice, but apparently I'm pretty consistent on my shakes from my right hand to my left hand. Having the shakes, right? See? Okay, so we're gonna put some ice in these guys, but I want to add 7-Up to one and ginger beer to the other. That's the plan, right? Okay. Can I just do this? Come on. Yep. What? You didn't know you could do that? It's a strainer, but it's got the little loop. That loop fits right over the bottle cap, and you just twist and pop off the bottle cap. So, yep. So, there you go. It's like magic! The many, many things you can use to open bottles with. Don't try doing that with a bottle of wine, it won't work. Okay, so ginger beer on the right-hand side, 7-Up, 7-Up, open can of 7-Up behind me, right? We got 2 ounces. Pour down the side of the jigger. I don't get so much foaming, so you can actually get an accurate measure. Like such. And then we can add crushed ice. Bring these up to the top. Right there. A little more crushed ice. Chris, Gary, Ian, Rico, anybody else I'm missing, hope you're enjoying this, and hoping that the amateur me has not done anything to totally make you go, ah! All right, so we have 7-Up on the left, we have ginger beer on the right. We're gonna stick some Surfside Sip straws in these. What do you think, mint? Yes, mint, no?
Yes.
The minimum wage cocktail, does it need mint?
Mint grows wild.
Mint grows wild, yes.
Truth. It is elite.
Let them eat mint. How's that? David, if you're watching, that's for you. There we go. Some mint in there. And a little more mint here. Go. That comes off. Oop, that comes off. And a little more mint here. Spooch. Spooch is a technical term. I'm not sure for what, but it's a technical term. There we go. That looks so. Let's get rid of the dark black spot on that mint. That's not cool. All right, fine. Not all of our straws are Surfside Sip straws. We do have others. So I'm going to reach over here. These are metal straws. I have no idea where these metal straws are from. We have one that is orange, and the orange is going into the orange glass with the ginger beer. And we have one that is pinkish purple, and that is going in the pinkish purple glass, which is the one with the 7-Up. And here we go. We have testing. All right, so there's the 7-Up one. It frankly doesn't taste a whole lot different than it did without the 7-Up. Well, that's intriguing. That's different. This is not a huge difference between the two of them. Word to the wise, if have you tasted each other's? Have you tasted each other's cocktails? Yes. Did you see the face? She made the face. You got it, folks. Asked and delivered. You got the face. All right.
I like it with 7-Up.
All
Sprite.
right. So there we go.
I like my version.
So different
We
states.
love each other though.
There's a federal minimum
We
wage. There's different minimum wages in each state. Different minimum wages. So there you go.
Okay.
All right. Hope you enjoy them. All right. So this has been our ode to Happy Labor Day weekend with different things going on this weekend, like Dragon Con and the Hugo Awards from Worldcon, like loan forgiveness and the advent of the pumpkin spice latte, which, God, I hate them, but okay, I'll make them for you. And of course, it is Labor Day weekend, so we want to celebrate labor and everything labor has brought us, including the minimum wage, hence the minimum wage cocktail. And yes, the PSLF and the minimum wage are both original cocktails. Here, the minimum wage is my variation on other cocktails. So those are two brand new creations coming at you from Lovecraft Cocktails. Thank you once again for tuning in. You always seem to tune in and make my life much better on Sunday nights by doing so. Thank you for all your comments. Thank you for listening to me prattle on for an hour on Sundays. And hopefully we'll talk to you next weekend. I say hopefully because I'm going to be a bachelor next weekend and my technical editor isn't going to be here. Now, I have some confidence because I'm working in my own bar as opposed to the last time I tried to do this, which was in Kentucky, and I was broadcasting from a hotel room, which did not go particularly well. That was the one where the video and audio lagged way behind each other. So we'll see how this next Sunday comes. But thank you again for tuning in. And this is Pooch and Star and our studio guest audience of Elizabeth, Dunder, and Doorley. And we're all going to sign off for the weekend. Hope you get Monday off, and hope you have a wonderful Monday and do something exciting with that. And we are ending the live video now while I'm going to take a sip of this cocktail sitting right in front of me. Ta-da.